and highlight some recent activities. You often hear me say that I'm the luckiest fire chief around. And tonight I'm excited to share why that statement is so true. We currently have 29 members on our roster. And during our bi-weekly payroll, we consistently see 100% participation from all members. As of July 1st, we're back to a full complement of 3 companies. And as of tonight, just a few minutes, they'll be under the direction of their 3 lieutenants. We train a minimum of 2 Wednesday nights a month, and we dedicate another Wednesday to our monthly truck and equipment checks. On the remaining Wednesday, our officers meet. This year, our officers have updated 3 policies, refined our hazard assessment for our operations, and rewritten all departmental job descriptions. If I seem a little nervous about that last point, that's because they're working on mine right now. Additionally, our officers attend all meetings for both Lincoln County and Knox County mutual aid associations. I rely on these officers heavily for their support and guidance, which is why I take these promotions so seriously. The officers being promoted tonight have gone through a rigorous process, including a written and skill level testing, an oral board composed of fire service professionals, citizens, administration, and most importantly, their peers. The final step is an interview with the town manager and myself. I assure you, much more care and thought goes into this process than you might imagine. We had several applicants, and while some folks were not selected for the promotion at this time, I want to thank you for applying, for putting yourselves out there, and for trying. I know your intent is to better yourselves and to make Waldoboro Fire Department better, and I encourage you to continue working hard, developing your leadership skills, and being a role model and mentor for your fellow firefighters. I am very pleased to report that we have recently 4 new members who recently joined our department, and I'd like them to stand when I call their names so you can put their faces to their names. We have Adam Saint, Joshua Perry, Ireland Heller, and Caden Zeems. Thank you. All 4 are eagerly waiting the next class so they can advance to being certified interior firefighters, and we welcome you all to Waldoboro. The Waldoboro Firemen's Association has also undergone a significant and positive change. In the past, our families had their own group known as the Fire Department Auxiliary. This year, we've decided to create one larger, more inclusive organization by welcoming our families as members of our association. On the 4th Wednesday of each month, we now gather at the fire station as families for dinner, followed by our association meeting. As every member of this department knows, the Waldoboro Fire Department would not be what it is without the complete support of our families. They are the true unsung heroes of our department, and I'm so happy to have them join us in this new and special way. I'm very happy tonight that my son Aaron and my daughter Cassie have joined me here. And as of this weekend, I can now say I have a future son-in-law. We want to express our deepest gratitude for the heartfelt love and the utmost care and the unwavering support that has blessed the 4 of us throughout the past several months. 2025 has been an extremely difficult year for us, and as we navigate our new lives together, we do so knowing that all of you are truly beside us. We know what being a family means, and we know what true friends are, and all of you are both. You're our friends who are our family, and we personally thank each one of you. In closing, I am humbled by how far we have come. I am proud where we are today, and I'm very excited to see what is ahead for the Waldoboro Fire Department. And some of our brightest stars in that future are our junior firefighters. And I would like to invite 4 of them to come forward at this time. Aiden Gagney, who is joining us via cell phone. Jack Heller, Haley Hobbs, and Nathan Legier. You please come forward. Again, Aiden is on the phone. He's got a job up north for a couple months, and we're very happy that he's able to join us tonight. Sorry he couldn't be here in person. These 4 individuals have dedicated themselves, in addition to their regular schoolwork, to complete the basic fire school. When they turn 18, they are going to be able to step right in as certified firefighters because they've done all the work ahead of time. Aiden Gagney, he also this year took the firefighter 1 and 2 course through the Midco School of Technology. And he still has left to do his testings, but he completed the course successfully. So I'd like to give him his certificate to his mother. Congratulations, Aiden. And Jack, he has taken the class twice. He took it the first time, and one of our philosophies with our junior firefighters is you have your entire life to be a firefighter. You only get to be a kid once. And so Jack is a member of the rowing team, and so he missed a lot of the classes the first time around because he was down there right where he should have been, and he took it again, and he completed all of his requirements. So Jack, congratulations.
Thank you.
Haley did an incredible job doing it, and Brendan said many times that it was Haley that helped him get through the class. So we appreciate her leadership in that, doing that. She too did her Fire 1 and 2 through the Midco School of Technology. And we're very proud that she has completed her testing for firefighter 1. And all she needs to do now is her testing for firefighter 2. And as soon as she gets that testing done, when she graduates from high school, it's a pro board certification. She can go anywhere in the country and work as a firefighter. So we're very proud of her. And last, we have old Nathan. Nathan is why we lock our soda machine up. If there's any food around, that's where we'll find Nathan. Nathan, you've been a great asset to our department. He completed the basic fire school, and we are very, very proud of him that in October, he will be joining the United States Army. All right, next, Daniel Jones, you'll come forward. Just as these junior firefighters have gone above and beyond in their training, DJ has done the same. He took 2 college level courses this past year. Both of them are pro board certifications, and we're very proud of the work that he did. You represented us well in those classes. I sat in on most of the classes, and we hosted them here for Lincoln and Knox County, and DJ signed up. I'm very glad he did. And I'll present him his fire instructor 1 and 2 and his fire officer 1. All right, at this time, I'd like to have Brendan Crum and John Heller come forward. John and Brendan are going to be sworn in tonight as certified interior firefighters. And if their loved ones who are going to be doing their pinning, if you'll come forward. You folks would like to pin on the badges, then I will give them the oath. All right, if you please raise your right hand. Please say aye, state your name, and then repeat after me.
I, Brendan Crumholler,
Will faithfully serve
will faithfully serve
the town of Waldoboro
the town of Walton
as a volunteer firefighter.
as a volunteer firefighter.
I pledge to protect
I pledge to protect
life and property
life and property
with courage,
with courage,
integrity,
integrity,
and compassion,
and compassion.
to answer the call
To answer the call
day or night
day or night
without hesitation
without hesitation
or expectation of reward.
or expectation of reward.
I will uphold
I will uphold
the honor and traditions
the honor and traditions
of the fire service,
of the fire service.
support my fellow firefighters
Support my fellow firefighters
as family,
as family,
and carry out
and carry out
my responsibilities
my responsibility
with pride,
with pride,
respect,
respect,
and accountability.
and accountability.
With steadfast resolve,
With steadfast resolve,
I dedicate myself
dedicate myself
to serve,
to serve,
to learn,
learn,
and to lead by example.
and to lead by example.
This I swear
This I swear
with full knowledge
with full knowledge
of the risks
of the risks
and with unwavering commitment
and unwavering commitment
to the safety of others.
to the safety of others.
Congratulations. Thank you. Our new fire captain is not here this evening. I don't see him, but Andrew Sanderson is being promoted from lieutenant to fire captain. This time we'll move right on to the oath for the volunteer fire lieutenants, Derek Reed and Daniel Jones. And if your loved ones would come and join us, please. You will please raise your right hand, say aye, state your name, and then repeat after me.
I, Daniel Jones, Derek Reed,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and honorably serve
honorably serve
as a lieutenant
the lieutenant
of the Waldoboro Fire Department,
the Waldoboro Fire Department,
that I will uphold
uphold
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
the state of Maine,
state of Maine,
and the regulations
and the regulations
of this department,
of this department,
that I will lead with integrity,
that I will lead with integrity,
courage,
courage,
and respect,
and respect,
that I will support
that I will support
and protect
and protect
my fellow firefighters,
my fellow firefighters,
and that
and that
I will act
I will act
without hesitation
without hesitation
to preserve life,
to preserve life,
protect property,
protect property,
and serve my community
and serve my community
with dedication
with dedication
and humility.
and humility.
I accept
I accept
the responsibilities of leadership,
the responsibilities of leadership,
and I pledge
and I pledge
to be a steady hand
to be a steady hand
in times of crisis,
in times of crisis,
a mentor
a mentor
in times of learning,
in times of learning,
and a guardian
and a guardian
in times of need.
in times of need.
This I swear
This I swear
on my honor.
on my honor.
Congratulations. Rank in our department when we're on fire grounds is designated by the colors of our helmets. So our lieutenants wear yellow, our captains wear red, the chiefs wear white, and our firefighters wear black. And if they're not interior certified, as our junior firefighters know, they wear bright green. That's so nobody will mistakenly send them inside where they're not supposed to be, so. Go. Thank you. Dale Smith and Bill Bragg, please. They're going to represent the department in the next presentation. And I am very happy to introduce to you Mary Matthews, who is from the Department of Labor, and she has a presentation to make to our department.
Thank you very much, Chief. What an honor it is to see all you folks recognized for all the hard work it takes to be part of this fire department. And thank you very much for inviting me here tonight. Like I said, I am honored to be here tonight to recognize the Waldoboro Fire Department for that outstanding commitment to workplace safety and health. Since November of 2012, the Waldoboro Fire Department has maintained a status in the Safety and Health Award for Public Employers SHAPE program. It is a testament to the department's ongoing dedication to protecting both its personnel and its community. The SHAPE program recognizes public sector employers that operate an excellent safety and health management system. Achieving SHAPE status singles you out as the best in the best in the workplace safety and health. As an added benefit, workplace receiving SHAPE recognition are exempt from program inspections for 2 years. When no hazards are identified during the consultation, the department will be extended for 3 years. Since 2014, Waldoboro has met that excellent status. I think the first time I was here, they were pushed up for 4 years. We found over a matter of time that 4 years was a little bit too much, so we kind of pulled that back for 3 years statewide. So, and again, the Waldoboro Fire Department has been extended for 3 years since 2014. To qualify for SHAPE, an organization must request a comprehensive consultation visit to identify safety and health hazards, actively involve employees in the consultation process, correct all identified hazards, implement and maintain a comprehensive safety and health management system, and consistently maintain injury and illness rates below the state average for the state of Maine. Today, the Waldoboro Fire Department stands among a selected group, one of 96 locations in the state of Maine and of 49 fire departments that are in this prestigious dedication program. On behalf of Governor Janet Mills, Commissioner Laura Fortman, and the Maine Department of Labor, it is my pleasure to present this SHAPE plaque in recognition of your continued commitment to safety and excellence. Thank you very much. And here's the plaque. You're welcome. Thank you, Chief. Here's the script. Here's the envelope for the department ways. You take care.
Thank you. For the Board of Selectmen, thank you very much for allowing us to come and do these presentations. It's my honor to report to you the status of our department, and I hope you are as proud of this organization as I am. So thank you all very much for coming out and supporting each other.
I want to say one thing before you all take off. I want to thank the fire department for all your efforts over the past few years, number of years, forever, I guess. I'm very proud to tell people that I was once part of the Waldoboro Fire Department, and I know what you guys go through and the families go through day in and day out, night in, night out. You never know when that page is going to go off and you're out of your bed 2 a.m, look outside and 10 below zero, the wind's blowing, snowing, but you got to go and you did it. And I really want to thank you on behalf of the select board. Thanks.
And it says a lot that we have family members together. So, you know, we got to watch some pinning by a son to a father tonight. And, you know, I think that's one of the things that people don't realize in volunteer service is that it's very familial. And that's so nice to see. You know, we have the Braggs, the Hellers now, the Santhersons,
Smelters.
the Smeltzers. We have it. And it's just,
They've all grown up.
and they're all growing up. I mean, I actually can't believe Jack's as old that he can drive. I don't know when that happened. Derek's daughter, I can't believe, you know, I'm used to seeing her catching fish when she's 4. And now she's like this young lady. It's amazing. And we're just very blessed that you give of your time because the community has no greater resource than its volunteers. So
What's that? What we do?
if you could, he's here from Japan.
Oh. And we have Derek Reed, Lieutenant Reed's
Lieutenant
father
Reed's.
came to visit us on, he's from
No,
Japan.
no, his brother.
That's what I said, didn't I?
No, you said his father.
Oh, his brother, his brother.
That'd be awkward.
So welcome home for the visit.
You're good. Thank you, everyone.
Like your father. My father. Yeah, he's ready to retire.
We're live.
Yeah, if I want to.
You want, I'll send him an
I
invite.
got a few couple questions. My responding not working.
All right, we'll get over the other side.
Chance to, let's, you can stay for the rest of the meeting if you want.
Well, I can send him an invite.
Have a good one.
The recurring meeting disappeared. I don't know what to tell you. I did the best I could. It's on YouTube.
You did great.
Yes.
And then there was.
Okay, with that, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is a public hearing, and we have none. How about citizen comments? Any comments from the citizens?
We got all these citizens here.
They're all leaving now.
I got Bob.
Got Bob. No citizens comment. Select board comments. Ruben?
I recently had the pleasure of taking the FOA class, the Freedom of Access Act, I think it is, through the MMA. It's a couple hours of my time. It was super painless and I got the certificate in email today. I don't know if you guys have had time to do that. Anyway, if you're trying to figure it out online, I can, now that I've gone through it, I can tell you where I went, and what to do.
We had to do it before,
Yes.
2 years ago,
Okay, I didn't know what the cadence was.
Yeah, it's a
when you were
requirement.
elected.
Okay, well, I'm legal now, so I got that done. And I don't know if it should have been an agenda item or not. The only other thing I have going on, there's still a couple of houses in Waldeboro that aren't served. They're edge cases, things where Consolidated's network doesn't technically touch their house. It's either LCI or someone else. I'm actively watching those. I haven't given up on that. I don't have a lot to say about it right
For
now.
the,
To get them anything.
Fidium.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get them any type of.
Yeah. So there's places where Fidium can't build and it's less than 10 houses. But I'm not done till it's 0 houses.
Yep.
So just to be on the record that I'm still pushing on that.
Becky?
I have nothing.
Mike?
I'm good.
I just have a couple quick things. I attended the Shellfish meeting last week, Shellfish Committee. I will say that, great group of people in the committee. Like I mentioned earlier, they're always looking for another 1 or 2 more people to be part of that committee. You don't have to be a clam digger to be part of that committee. It'd be lovely to have a resident on the committee to help them out. Just come see us and we'll put an application in and make you part of that committee. And I think that's it. What I have. Town manager?
I just have to let Max in. There we go. I have some excellent news. One of our last dangerous intersections, Route 32 and Main Street. I got notice from the MDOT that it is officially on their 2028 construction season. So that's big. It's big news, so I put it on big paper. Because as we know, that's been the scene of a couple of,
Also known as Cato's Corner.
also known as Kaler's Corner. So that is on their 2028 work plan. That's the soonest we could get it. It's going to be a significant job. For those of you who don't know, it's going to be a four-way stoplight. And they're going to have to do major renovation to West Main or Main Street to be able to raise up the roadway headed south towards Route 1. So that any large trucks will have a pad to sit on when they get to the top stop and take off again. So that's coming. We've worked hard to get here, so that's kind of exciting news. That's all I had.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? New business. 10.1 Waldeboro Municipal Building LED lights.
Max, are you here?
Yep, I'm still here. Hi, everyone.
In his car.
He's in his car.
Car. Yeah, so hopefully I can keep an internet connection. So this is part of the community action grant that we got earlier this year. The retrofitting of all the lights in the town municipal building was sort of phase one. Zach Dow from Legacy Electric gave us an estimate when we were trying to put in for the application. And I believe there should be an email that goes over his estimate as well as his time frame of getting it done. If he's approved to do it, then
Yep. We'll have to wait till he comes back. Anyway, Legacy Electric gave us there he
okay,
is.
am I back?
You're back.
All right. I don't know where I left off, but I'm assuming it's just if he's approved, he can start his electrical work. And once he's done, then the installation company would be able to come in. The electrical work should be able to be fully covered by the community action grant. Although I don't believe we'll get any rebates from Efficiency Maine, from what he told me. Are there any questions about it?
That must be why the lift's out here.
Yes, he did, because part of this is also going to be doing the work in the fire station, mostly doing that first, because that's where most of the installation would be going anyway. So I kind of told him to focus on the fire station first and the emergency service base first. And then once that's done, he'd be doing the rest of the office.
And that's in the amount of $28,200.
Questions from Max? I make the motion to approve that.
Second.
Any discussion? Chuck?
Yeah, this is really a no-brainer. The LED lighting saves you twice. It's not only the electricity that you use for lighting, but you also save the the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning loads that those lights bring. So this is a really important energy saving.
All in favor? Opposed? Stay absent. Okay. Thanks, Max.
No problem.
You can stay if you want.
You can stay if you want, if you miss us.
I think I actually need to be here for the house. I think I need to be here for the housing study item too.
That's right, yes.
Do you want to move that up?
Yeah, well, without objection from the rest of the board, we'll move up, so Max, in case he drops off again, 11.1 old business, the housing study that we've been discussing.
So this is being funded through the Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission's remaining ARPA funds. Yeah, ARPA funds. We were awarded $15,000 to do a housing study, and Signal Group, the one who's put in this offer, could do it for, I believe it's $7,500. And this is going to be talking with employers as well as the town of Waldeboro and different real estate groups and landlords in the area to get an idea for the market rates for new homes and whatnot, as well as the socioeconomic burdens that some people are facing to maintain, to keep their house in Waldeboro. There should be a scope of services included in the contract that everyone does see that goes through all the items that would be included in the final report. They did a very similar study for a whole county out in, I believe, Indiana, and they're based in Portland. And I like the work, but I don't know if I can speak to that if I'm not in Waldeboro right now. And the study should be done before the end of the year because that's part of the terms from the Lincoln County grant that we got.
So if you'll recall, the one reason we wanted this is we keep hearing we need more housing. And one of the questions that came up was, that's great, but what do we already have? So we need to know what we have before we can even have a conversation about what do we need. And that's what this would accomplish.
I always forget that part in the housing study.
Question from Max on that one? Pleasure of the board? I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? No one else wants to make the motion?
We done with Max now? Max, anything else you have to add?
It feels weird not being at a select board meeting. Certainly miss everyone, and if it wasn't for the fact that I had a coworker who couldn't attend this other meeting I was at right now, I certainly would have been in person here tonight. But I'll at least be in Waldeboro for the next 2 nights for meetings and other work I have to do.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max. Have a good night.
Take care, everyone.
Hey, jumping back to 10.2, we have the Simmons agreement.
So I'll go over this for everybody. We are about to begin work on Elm Street. The culvert replacement that we've been working on for the past 3 years. Max was an instrumental part in getting us a grant to do this. So we finally got all the funding in place. Actually, it's taken 3 grants to get this all done. And when we initially sat down, it was when Bob Butler was on the select board, Mike Thayer and I, the contractor, sat down with John Daigle and the contractor and the engineer, well, actually the engineer. We were going to have to put a temporary bridge one way over Elm Street, which is a huge issue and added about $300,000 in cost to the project. So then, after conversation, it was, is there a way to avoid a temporary bridge? And it happens to go through one of our select boards. The option was to go through one of our select board's property off of Jefferson Street onto Elm Street. So the select board member, Mr. Abden Simmons, agreed graciously that this could be an option. The problem is that there is a building in the way that would have to be moved, which we thought Public Works could move. It turns out Public Works can't move it, and the cost of moving it is about $15,000. There's wires. It's larger than the average shed. So that building has to be relocated or demolished. Relocating did not become an option because it was cost prohibitive. So a payment to potentially have a new building was negotiated for $8,000. We also have in here, since it is a temporary construction easement, it goes off of Jefferson Street, basically through their parking area between their business and their house, out the back of their property, within a foot of their pool, onto another property that is also owned by Mr. Simmons, where his mother resides, down that driveway onto Elm Street, which is going to be potentially very invasive. So there is a provision to pay up to $70 a day as long as the temporary construction easement is in effect. The contractor is telling us 2 weeks if everything goes well. So Public Works is going to have to construct a road, a gravel road from the paved areas onto these two, between the two paved areas. They're going to have to construct a gravel road to connect the two paved areas. Then they're going to bring in a 160-ton crane, which I'm told by John Blodgett here is not really 160 tons. It can lift
That's a
160 tons, but it's a large crane that will have to travel over this road. It's also will be the ingress and the egress from the residents on Elm Street and the daily traffic of mail delivery, deliveries, fuel oil, and emergency services, God forbid they were ever needed. So that is basically what is in this temporary construction easement, and this is between April and Abden Simmons and the town of Waldeboro. So that's where we are. So I think that adequately explains it. I just wanted to make sure everybody fully understood this. It, of course, would be subject to a lot of scrutiny since it is a select board member who is not here tonight, obviously not voting on it. He was not in any of the deliberations that the select board had over this. But I just wanted to be very upfront about the fact that we did have to negotiate with a select board member. So again, we are saving a lot of money utilizing his property. We did research another property on Elm Street that could potentially have served our purposes up to the Big Apple parking lot, but the grade was so steep, the amount of fill, and then the grade that would then be existing would just be way too steep, and it was not viable. So hopefully this will be all handled this week, and we will be able to move on, put in a temporary road, and get that project underway. And I would be remiss, and John Daigle would be very upset with me if he did not say that this is all necessitated and should have been handled by the Maine DOT when they upgraded the size of the culvert on Route 1. This, he believes, technically should have been upgraded at the same time, since it affected the amount of water that this culvert is now taking on. So I think I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's with that explanation.
Do we need a motion?
We will need a motion.
I'll make that motion. To approve the construction easement as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Yeah, I like to say that whether it was a select board member or just a resident, we would have. Either way, you would have gone to
Correct.
ask for an easement or something like this to save that money.
Correct.
And, the Elm Street, if you haven't been down Elm Street is a small dead end road in Waldeboro, Maine, that it needs some attention, and we really can't give it the attention until we fix this culvert. All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Absent? Hey, energy analysis, 10.3.
So at the last meeting, select board member Thayer asked about how we're doing with our HVAC, which we notice is working, and we're all very nice and cooled. And the employees have thoroughly enjoyed having heat and air conditioning since the system was installed. So a couple of things to note. Oil consumption is really, it's a bit difficult to get a complete picture because the new HVAC system only became fully operational in February. So we are missing potential savings from October to when the system became fully operational. But a preliminary comparison of the 2024 to 2025 season so far indicates a savings of approximately 737 gallons as compared to last year. So that number of gallons saved will absolutely go up once we get a better read going into when we start using heat. As expected, our electricity usage has increased, particularly during the colder months. The June comparison was less drastic. So when I'm looking at what the kilowatt hours that we're using and the demand, it's less, it's more than it was, but it's not nearly as great as the difference in the winter, which is what our heating expert that we hired to do the energy audit explained. That heating requires more energy than cooling. The good thing we have and what we knew when we went into this was we have the solar array up at the transfer station. The municipal building is now, the town office is now on the Cascade as the first, so we are utilizing what we are producing. So there's no excess at the present time. Maybe as we get into July and August, we might see a little excess. But we were definitely struggling in the winter with the shorter days and the cloud cover and snow sometimes. So that's basically where we are. I'll have a much better picture of where
Full year.
after a full year, but we are keeping an eye on it. It is working. Mike brought up a great point. He asked about whether or not we're managing the air conditioning when we're not here. So there's actually the one problem we have had is when there's been electricity going on and off, and we've had that the last couple of weekends. There's been some blips throughout town. The system's off when we come in Monday morning. So we've had to reboot. It goes off before the generator kicks in, or else they're just little blips because our computers are also shutting off. So
Is this CMP that's doing that?
I don't know, but I've noticed on Facebook, people are saying, hey, our electric just went off. So it's not just related to this building. But we do see the energy usage for the hours that the town office, there's an actual graph I provided Mike, that you can see when we're here, we're using more electric, obviously, because all of our units are working, the computers are working. Obviously, we use a lot more electric. And then on the weekends and at nights and in the early morning, it's much lower. So when you think about it, people always say, does not being open a day actually save you any energy? And that graph actually proves that it actually does. So quite interesting. So that's what I found. And I'll update it once, probably in February again, because then we'll have a full year to really see where we're at. But I also should note that we are not transmitting on the monitoring system. We have a SD card that we have been waiting for. Max has been working on this for the last few months to get an SD card that we now have to put into the monitoring system up there to actually send for the solar monitoring. However, we check the meter and we do get the report from CMP of what we've generated. So but if anybody were to go on to the website and look, it doesn't look like we're generating, but we are, and we are trying to fix it.
Any questions on? I think you'll be looking at it before February because you'll be getting ready for budget like in.
Well, we will, but I meant do a full, the only other thing that I wanted to point out is that, and Mike brought this up too, is there a happy spot somewhere in this where we should be running a minimum on our oil do we keep it at 50 and then let the heat pumps work once especially the very cold days?
Talking about the settings.
The settings, like, do we still run because we do have the ability in the office to turn on the oil heat still for the hot water baseboard. Do we still use that on very cold days to help supplement the other system? So that we'll have to talk to.
Yeah, you still want to you still keep that, and that way, if you get below that level, that boiler's that baseboard heat's gonna kick in. Plus, we're using the oil boiler for the bays too. So we need that running anyway. It's not like we're gonna shut it off.
Correct. And we did get
And we also run oil for a water heater here, which is a discussion down.
So, well, and we did get Max, one of his grants going out the door was a grant to do the installation in the fire department. That was part of that energy study, and I believe it also included money to replace that water heater. So lots of grants, good stuff.
Okay, old business, we've already talked about 11.1. 11.2 looks like got some code violation update. 992 Windows Mills.
992 Winslow Mills, I'm still not able to get in touch with the owner of the property. The only person that I've been able to actually talk to is what I believe to be the owner's son. The way that it's stipulated is the owner, it comes up as heirs of this individual who has since passed. So who is the heirs? Right now, I have an idea who it is, but I haven't been able to actually talk to that individual in order to find out who, and what his intentions are of that building. I'm getting two different things. One is something from his son basically stating that he thinks it would be a great idea to tear it down, but his dad, supposedly wants to keep it. But I still have not had any correspondence with that. That being said, I'm somewhat reluctant to move forward on just, doing a hearing on tearing it down and charging the tax dollars and everything else to the property. And that would be the only way that we could recoup the cost, is to, put a tax lien on the property. I would much rather work with the individual to try and convince them that this building is not worth saving. It does not have a roof on it. As of now, I'm not worried about it. It seems structurally sound enough so that the walls aren't falling down. It's just the roof is gone due to, fire damage from a previous fire. So I'm not too worried about that, but there definitely has to be something done with that. So unless the board has other wishes in order to proceed with that, I would like to try and work with whoever the owner is and move forward.
You said that you don't know whether the son is the actual heir. Has it gone through probate?
No,
All it is
How long ago
is
did the man
basically,
die?
at
I couldn't
least
tell you that.
more than 8 years.
Long time ago.
So
last
he
records-
was intestate. He didn't have a last will and testament, and so
There's
there's
several
usually
brothers.
formulas for.
Well, there's brothers and sisters involved. Some who want something to do with it. Every once in a while, somebody comes and pays taxes to keep it current. It's not just one person who owns it, it's several people.
I can't prove that. I have no
Right.
evidence on who these heirs are. It's not something that is readily available. It's not in the registry of deeds. It is just, left up to, and this is not uncommon. There's another case down on Gross Neck where there are 11, 12 heirs. And then every generation, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's no way for us to track any of that information. So it becomes very difficult. I'm willing to do that, but my feeling is, because of the complexity of this, it would be so much better to have a conversation with somebody and get them to agree to tear that down. The son seems willing to help with the process to a certain degree. I mean, I just don't know how much influence he has on that, so. But that would be my recommendation on that, unless the board sees otherwise and wants to proceed.
Without opening a can of worms, what about the surrounding properties to that building?
So the only thing that I have heard, and I'm not handling this case, it's actually being handled through the health officer, which is Derek Booker. Chief Booker is dealing with the house that is to the left that was involved in the raid that transpired. The individuals that supposedly either own that, live there, or whatever are no longer involved. The place is abandoned, and we have no idea right now who is in charge of that property and stuff. Chief Booker can definitely give you a better read on what's going on with that case. He's been handling that from beginning to end because it's been a trash issue.
Right,
So-
that's the reason I asked is we could really see the trash this winter and spring, but now the grass is all growing around it. It's still there. As well as some abandoned cars.
Right.
And
We have other cases coming forward that are just as bad, if not worse. Chief Booker and myself, for lack of a better term, condemned one house already due to its unlivable state. And then we went out today and did another inspection on another one that's got a lot of similarities. We were denied entry into the house, so we can't do an assessment on the inside of it. But we did do the assessment on the outside, and we need to deal with the landlord that is responsible for that. We were also up to another piece of property doing a full. It is
It's one of our trailer parks.
correct. And we basically did a lot by lot inspection of that. And that's another one that's gonna take a lot of work. So I was in touch with the state housing board, manufacturers housing board. They oversee that. So they're involved as well. But there'll be more to come to that, but there's a lot of work that needs to take place on that property.
So do you think all those would be coming back to us to the select board by August, the
Yes.
first meeting in August? Does that give you enough time?
So I have a reinspection later on in July with an actual member of the manufacturers housing board. The only reason I can't do it sooner than that is because she broke her foot and she is supposed to stay off from it. So she basically asked. So Chief Booker and myself went out, we did the inspection on that property. So we've developed a list of things we need to, go through the documentation process and obviously, work with the property owner in order to try and correct those, but
So August 26th would be our second meeting. It's either the August 12th or
August
August
26th
26th.
would be, yes. And there will be, I'm assuming there's gonna be at least another property that I will need to bring to the board as well.
Do you want to do it that same night or? do you-
Yes. Yes. That would work. Any questions about nine?
Yeah, it does the person that we're not sure of is an heir or not? Can he legally do any demolition of the property?
Well, what I need to ascertain is who are the heirs?
That's right.
Because I don't want to get myself, I mean, we legally, we can go down the road of tearing the building down ourselves, but it's not as easy as doing that. And then, we have to hire a lawyer, we have to hire a contractor, we have to go through a registry of deeds, we have to go through there's a major process that goes along with this. It makes more sense to me to get in touch with this individual and try and negotiate something with
Well, that's what
them.
I'm saying. Does he have the authority
Well,
to
I
do it?
Haven't
And
even
So
had a
what-
chance to talk to him.
Can the town go to Wiscasset to, that's where probate is on.
you can't find out who the heirs are. So we had tried this,
They don't have to file.
right? They
No.
don't
Yeah,
have
they
to
don't
file.
have to File probate.
So
Not required.
2017, we did this and we went through the process with these same people. We notified the ones that we were aware of. And we got the ability to tear it down, but then it was $18,000 to tear it down and just to dispose of it. So again, that was something Stan tried to do, was work with the gentleman who came. So when we actually had the meeting, the gentleman actually came to a meeting and said, he didn't want to tear it down, he was going to fix it, and he didn't. And now we're back to here. So I'm assuming if we were to start legal proceedings, he would show up again and say the same thing. So I'm pretty confident that he's the one who we would have to deal with.
Okay.
But again, it would be better for the town if we could have a conversation with him and talk to him about if his son's willing to work with him to tear it down versus us tearing it down and then putting a lien on the property. But we know who we think the errors are, but when if we gave notification, it has to be served upon them and it has to be in the newspaper, and that's what would technically alert any heir that had a claim on it.
So that can be cleared up.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be.
I
But-
just need to have a conversation with that individual and I have yet to make contact with him. His son, yes, who lives there, he does not. I don't know where he is. I can't get that information. So I'll keep trying. I mean, that's my job. I'll do that, but I just think that, you know, right now, I think that's probably our best approach is to hold off because it's not going to be cheap trying to do that. There is a brook that runs right beside that. So there's protection of the brook when all this construction goes through. I don't know if the town really wants to take on some of that liability. You know, it is in the drinking, the wellhead protection district as well. So, I mean, we just gotta, I don't want to move fast on this. I want to take my time, do it right and try and do what's best for all parties involved. So.
Anything else?
So the only other update I had was 1033 Old Augusta Road. We've been working with them. They continue, the vehicles are now off the property. It's not moving nearly as fast as what I would like to see, but there's forward progress being made. There is a trailer all loaded up, ready to go to the dump. It's just a matter of getting that done. But they are continuing to make strides and that's what we're looking for. And that's all I had for presentations.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the hard work.
Well, thank you.
When he said trailer, it made me think of something. And I don't know if I said it during my town manager's report, but the trailer that's at the parking ride. The trailer that's at the parking lot ride, the state is aware of it. It's on their property. It's for them to remove, not us. But I have called every week to remind them. I did not get a call back today about where they were with removing it. But I will keep on that. But keeps being a question on Facebook, and I just wanted to make sure everybody out there knew. It's not for a lack of us trying. There's a process they probably also have to go through that's legal, and they're doing their best.
Because there may be some talk, and I think it's probably worth updating the board as well. I've been working quite some time with a violation on Kaler's Corner Road. It's basically the building that is right to the left of Hannaford's. This has been an ongoing problem for quite some time. And I've had people come up and ask me, why isn't the town doing something about this? I've been working with the actual owner of the property for a while. Initially, they cleaned it up once, went right back to having trash and a bunch of other issues going on. Talking to the actual property owner, I've been working with him and having regular conversations via email. He had to go through the process of evicting the people that were living there. And even though the eviction went through, they didn't move out. They had to be, removed. So there was a bunch of stuff that went on, but I think you'll find within the next week or two, now that they have officially been moved out of the establishment, he can get somebody to go in there and start cleaning that up, and hopefully we won't get any more calls. But I did want to update the board that that's what's going on. So.
Thank you. Agendas for the next meeting. Well, the next meeting right now is scheduled for 7/22, 22nd. And it looks like we're not gonna have much of a board available that day. So
And we'll go to
we'd
August
like to
12th.
see about moving that to August 12th. Sound good, board?
Good here.
I agree.
We'll move the 7/22 to the August 12th date. First meeting in August. Agenda items?
I'm gonna have some stuff to say about pay as you throw and the transfer station. I'm cooking up some ideas now and doing some research. So just some stuff I wanna run by you guys in public.
Anything else? How about, do we ever do any end of the year update, how we ended up for the year? Is that something that we could get? Since all of our numbers have been crunched and run and we know.
Well, not all of them have because we still have bills coming in.
But
So,
by,
but by then, yes.
we could, we know, not necessarily we have to know by department, but who came in that budget? How we did.
We did good this year.
Where we didn't do so good, what we do to improve.
We were close on, so everybody did, I think everybody did a really good job. We were very close on EMS.
If we get an update on that,
We can get,
final update.
definitely.
All the bills
And
close out.
I haven't sent out, I wasn't gonna send out until August to get through a couple of billing cycles, any bills to Friendship or Jefferson, because now's the time we would typically send out a bill right around summer. We'll wait till all the bills are in. So yeah, by that time, we should be able to give you
Okay.
a good rundown. But yeah, no, typically, we are always very good about which departments are under or over, and the one that really came close was EMS. I think it was $10,000, and we're normally not exactly that close. So
Any other things, agenda item you think of?
No.
Oh, one thing, the board would like to start liquor license votes in public.
Oh,
Again. You're in, clerk. Any motion to adjourn?
make that motion. Second.
All in favor?